The cameras may have stopped rolling, but the drama between Kirk Frost and Rasheeda is far from over. Just when fans thought the two had weathered every storm, the cheating scandals, the secret children, the financial struggles, Kirk has dropped a bombshell that nobody saw coming. In a shocking twist that has left the love and hip-hop community completely stunned, Kirk has reportedly told close friends and family, "I'm done with Rasheeda. I can't take this marriage anymore." Yes, you heard that right. The man who once begged for forgiveness, the husband who swore he would never let go of his wife, is now saying he's had enough. Sources close to the couple reveal that tensions in their household have reached an all-time high. Arguments behind closed doors have turned explosive, and the once solid foundation of their relationship seems to be crumbling right before our eyes. But what exactly pushed Kirk to this breaking point? Was it Rasheeda's constant suspicions, her icy distance, or perhaps the weight of their messy past finally catching up to them? Witnesses claim that during a heated family dinner, voices were raised, tears were shed, and Kirk stormed out of the room shouting, "This is it, I can't do this anymore." Fans are buzzing, social media is on fire, and the Frost family seems more divided than ever. Rasheeda's supporters are demanding answers, while Kirk's critics are saying he only has himself to blame. But one thing is crystal clear. This is not just another argument. This could very well be the end of one of love and hip-hop's most iconic couples. Stay tuned, because in today's explosive breakdown, we're uncovering the shocking details behind Kirk's decision, Rasheeda's raw reaction, and the ripple effect this drama has caused in their family, their business, and their fan base. Trust me, you do not want to miss this. The night was supposed to be a quiet one. Rasheeda had planned a simple family dinner at the house, thinking it might help smooth out the tension that had been building between her and Kirk for weeks. But instead of bringing peace, that evening would mark the beginning of one of the ugliest chapters in their marriage. The dining table was set, the kids were in their rooms, and close relatives had gathered to share a meal, unaware that the atmosphere was about to erupt. At first, things seemed normal. Plates clinked, casual conversations filled the space, and laughter flickered here and there. But beneath the surface, both Kirk and Rasheeda were carrying the weight of unresolved arguments. Every glance between them felt heavy, every silence, louder than the voices around them. It didn't take long for the tension to crack. "Why you sitting there acting like everything is fine when you know we ain't good?" Rasheeda snapped suddenly, her voice slicing through the chatter at the table. Forks froze mid-air, family members glanced nervously at each other, and Kirk leaned back in his chair, his face tightening with irritation. "I came here to eat, not to argue," Kirk muttered, but the low tone carried a storm. "Can't you just let it go for one night? Let it go. That's all you ever want me to do, let go of your lies. Let go of your mess. Let go of the way you treat me like I'm just supposed to accept it." Rasheeda's voice rose, trembling with hurt and fury. The room grew silent except for the sound of a clock ticking on the wall. Their relatives shifted uncomfortably, some trying to change the subject, but it was too late. The floodgates had opened. "You think I don't see the way you've been moving?" Rasheeda continued, her eyes locked on Kirk. "Coming home late, avoiding me, acting like I'm the problem. Nah, Kirk. You don't get to play victim this time." Kirk's jaw tightened. He leaned forward, his voice sharp. "You always painting me as the villain. Every little thing I do, you turn it into a scandal. I can't breathe in this marriage without you accusing me of something. Because you gave me every reason not to trust you." Rasheeda shot back, slamming her hand on the table. "You broke this family once before, and now you think I'm supposed to ignore the signs when they show up again." Their son peeked from the hallway, eyes wide, before a relative gently ushered him back. The dinner had completely derailed, and the room felt suffocating with raw emotion. Kirk's sister, who had been watching quietly, finally spoke. "Y'all need to chill. This ain't the place. The kids can hear you." But Kirk was already standing, his chest rising and falling with anger. "You know what? I'm tired. Tired of walking on eggshells in my own damn house. Tired of feeling like no matter what I do, it ain't enough. I'm done with this." The words echoed like thunder, leaving everyone stunned. Rasheeda froze, her lips trembling as tears welled in her eyes. She tried to speak, but nothing came out. The family sat in disbelief, some gasped, others looked away, not knowing what to say. "You're done," she whispered finally, her voice breaking. "After everything we've been through, after all the years I stood by you, now you're done." Kirk shook his head, running a hand down his face, as if he couldn't believe he had said it out loud. "Yeah, I can't do this anymore, Rasheeda. I feel like I'm drowning in this marriage." The room buzzed with murmurs, but Rasheeda pushed her chair back violently, standing with a fury that shook her entire body. "You don't get to say that after all the pain you caused me. You don't get to be the one who's tired." Her mother, who had seen this couple weather storms before, stepped in, her voice stern. "Both of you, stop it right now. This family is tired of this back and forth. Either y'all fix it or walk away, but don't keep dragging everyone through your mess." But the words barely registered. Kirk grabbed his jacket from the back of the chair, his voice raised now, no longer trying to hold back. "I gave everything I could. And it's still never enough for you. I don't even recognize us anymore. You don't recognize us because you ain't even here half the time." Rasheeda shot back, her tears now streaming openly. "You left me to carry the weight of this family, this business, and still I tried to forgive you. And now you want to walk away. You selfish, Kirk, selfish." The tension was unbearable. A cousin tried to intervene, reaching for Kirk's arm. "Man, sit down, cool off. Don't do this in front of everybody." But Kirk pulled away, his eyes red with frustration. "Nah, this is real. Everybody always thinks Rasheeda is the saint, and I'm the villain. Nobody knows what I go through. Nobody knows how it feels to never be enough." With that, he stormed out of the house, slamming the door so hard the walls shook. The family sat frozen, the sound of his departure hanging heavy in the air. Rasheeda stood motionless, tears dripping down her face, until finally she sank into her chair, her mother wrapping an arm around her. The whispers began immediately. Relatives exchanged shocked glances, some shaking their heads, others already predicting the gossip that would spill into social media within hours. Rasheeda's phone buzzed non-stop from friends who had caught wind of the drama. While the kids upstairs huddled quietly, confused and scared, Rasheeda finally spoke, her voice hollow. "If he's really done, then maybe I should be too." The words shocked even her mother, who squeezed her hand. "Don't you dare give up just because he's talking crazy. You know how Kirk Izzy runs when it gets hard. But deep down, he don't want to lose you." But Rasheeda shook her head, the pain written all over her face. "I don't know if I can do this anymore, Mom. I don't know if I got anything left to give." As the night wore on, social media began to light up. Someone at the dinner had already leaked the argument, and fans were reacting in real time. Hashtags like hashtag Kirk and Rasheeda and hashtag marriage drama were trending, with thousands of comments flooding in. Some sided with Rasheeda, calling her a queen for putting up with Kirk's drama for so long. Others shockingly defended Kirk, saying maybe he was right to walk away if the marriage had become toxic. But for Rasheeda, the noise of the outside world didn't matter. All she could think about was the man she had built a life with, the man she had forgiven time and time again, now threatening to walk out for good. Her hands shook as she scrolled through the messages, her heart breaking with each passing second. And somewhere out in the night, Kirk sat alone in his car, gripping the steering wheel so tightly his knuckles turned white. He replayed every word, every accusation, every tear in Rasheeda's eyes. For the first time in years, he wondered if this really was the end of their story. Kirk sat in the driver's seat of his truck, the engine running but his mind spinning too fast to move. Quiet hum of the motor couldn't drown out the echo of Rasheeda's voice, sharp with anger yet trembling with pain. He had walked out, slammed the door, told her he was done. But was he really? Or was it just another reckless moment where his pride spoke louder than his heart? He didn't know anymore. All he knew was that his chest felt heavy, like the weight of their entire marriage was crushing him in that very seat. He pulled out his phone and saw a dozen missed calls from Rasheeda's mother. He didn't dare answer. The notifications from social media were even worse. People had already started whispering, somehow turning private family pain into a trending spectacle. Posts read, "Kirk storms out on Rasheeda again. And this marriage is done for real this time." Fans argued in the comments like they lived in the Frost household, some begging Rasheeda to leave, others blaming her for nagging Kirk until he snapped. Kirk tossed the phone aside with a growl, pressing his forehead against the steering wheel. Back at the house, Rasheeda sat in the living room surrounded by her family, her face buried in her hands. Her mother rubbed her back gently, but nothing could soothe the ache in her chest. Her cousin whispered, "Girl, you can't let him do you like this. He always walks away and then comes back like nothing happened. You deserve better." Rasheeda lifted her head, her eyes swollen with tears. "You think I don't know that? But this ain't just some man off the street. This is my husband, my partner. We built everything together. I can't just walk away like it don't mean nothing. Her mother spoke firmly. You gotta ask yourself how many times you gonna let him break you before you finally break free? Love don't mean letting somebody drag you through hell. Rasheeda's voice cracked. But what if I still love him? The room went quiet. Everyone knew the answer wasn't simple. Love was messy, painful, and heavy, and for Rasheeda, it was tangled in years of memories, promises, and betrayals. Meanwhile, Kirk drove aimlessly through the city, past the clubs and restaurants where people laughed and celebrated while his life unraveled. Finally, he pulled into the empty parking lot of a studio, the place where he often found refuge. Inside, the air smelled of stale coffee and old equipment, but at least it was silent. He dropped onto the couch, covering his face with both hands. His phone buzzed again. This time it was his son, texting, "Mom's crying. Why you leave like that?" The message cut through him deeper than any of Rasheeda's words. He typed back slowly, "I just needed space. Tell her I'm sorry." But he didn't hit send. His pride wouldn't let him. Instead, he shoved the phone back into his pocket and leaned against the couch, staring at the ceiling. Hours passed and the internet went wild. Blogs ran with headlines like "Kirk Frost says he's done. Is this the end for him and Rasheeda?" Fans flooded Rasheeda's Instagram comments with support. "Stay strong, queen. Don't let him gaslight you again." But Kirk's page was filled with criticism. "Man up and fix your marriage. You always running when it gets real." The world was watching their collapse unfold in real time, and neither of them could escape it. Later that night, Rasheeda finally retreated to her room, shutting the door against the murmurs of family still lingering downstairs. She sat on the edge of her bed, staring at the empty space beside her. The silence was deafening. She picked up her phone, scrolling through old photos of her and Kirk smiling vacations, happy birthdays, business launches where they stood as a united front. Tears blurred her vision as she whispered to herself, "How did we get here?" Then, almost against her will, she dialed his number. The line rang and rang until Kirk finally answered, his voice low and tired. "Yeah." Her heart pounded. "Is that it? You really done with me?" There was a long pause. Kirk exhaled heavily. "Rasheeda, I don't know. I just feel like I can't breathe in this marriage anymore. It's like no matter what I do, I'm the bad guy. You are the bad guy when you keep breaking my trust." She snapped, her voice breaking. "You don't get to flip it on me, like I'm the problem. Do you know how many nights I stayed up, wondering if you were lying to me again? Do you know what that does to a woman?" Kirk rubbed his temples, his guilt gnawing at him. "I know I messed up before. I ain't blind to that, but you don't let me move past it. You hold it over me every single time, and I can't live like that forever. You can't live like that. What about me? I'm the one who had to live with the embarrassment. With people whispering behind my back, questioning my worth because of what you did. And you think I should just forget it?" Her voice cracked, and the line went quiet except for her soft sobs. Kirk's heart twisted, but his pride wouldn't let him break. "I just don't know if we got anything left, Sheeda. Maybe love ain't enough anymore." Rasheeda's breath hitched. "Then maybe we should stop pretending." She hung up before he could respond, collapsing back onto the bed with silent tears. The next morning, gossip blogs exploded again. Someone close to the family leaked that Rasheeda had been on the phone all night crying, while Kirk hadn't come home. Headlines screamed, "Kirk walks out, Rasheeda left in tears." Fans flooded both of their social media pages, demanding answers. Some speculated about divorce, others about new infidelity. Conspiracy theories flew across Twitter, with one user writing, "Bet he got another woman on the side. That's why he done." Another countered, "Nah, he tired of being dragged for years. Can't nobody live like that." By midday, both Kirk and Rasheeda were trending, and the pressure only added fuel to the fire. Rasheeda, exhausted and drained, finally posted a cryptic message. "Sometimes, love just ain't enough." Within minutes, the internet exploded with heartbreak emojis, prayers, and wild speculation. Kirk saw the post while sitting in his car, and though he wanted to respond, he didn't. Instead, he called his best friend Tony, the one person who always told him the truth. Tony picked up with a sigh. "Man, what the hell did you do now?" Kirk groaned. "I think I just lost her." Tony didn't sugarcoat it. "You've been saying that for years, and somehow she always takes you back. But this time, I don't know, bro. She looks done. She said it on the phone last night. Said maybe we should stop pretending. Kirk's voice cracked for the first time, the tough exterior slipping away. Tony was silent for a moment. So what you gonna do? Keep running? Or fight for your wife? Kirk closed his eyes, torn between pride and love. He knew Rasheeda deserved better than the man he had been, but was he ready to face his demons, to take accountability, to fight for a marriage he claimed he was done with? The question lingered heavy, and for the first time, Kirk didn't have an answer. Back at the house, Rasheeda sat with her kids, trying to hide her pain behind a smile. But children always know, and her son finally asked, "Mom, are you and Dad breaking up?" The words pierced her like a knife. She pulled him close, holding him tightly. "We gonna be okay, baby? No matter what happens, we gonna be okay." But, deep down, she wasn't sure. The love that had once been unshakable now felt fragile, like glass ready to shatter. And with Kirk gone and the world watching, the Frost family was standing on the edge of collapse. The house felt colder the next day, as if Kirk's absence had sucked all the warmth out of the walls. Rasheeda moved through the kitchen in silence, her hands busy making breakfast but her mind trapped in replaying his words over and over. "I'm done. I don't know if love is enough anymore." Each syllable cut her deeper than the last. The smell of eggs and toast filled the air, but her appetite was gone. Her phone buzzed again, lighting up with messages. Fans flooded her. "D Ms. Stay strong sis. Leave him, you don't need that stress. Protect your peace queen." It should have been comforting, but instead it made her feel exposed. Like her private heartbreak had become everyone's entertainment. She tossed the phone on the counter and muttered, "They don't know what it feels like." At that very moment, Kirk was pacing the floor of Tony's apartment, his mind in chaos. He had crashed there overnight, unable to face his own home. Tony leaned against the wall, arms crossed. "Bro, you look like hell. When's the last time you slept?" Kirk groaned, rubbing his eyes. "I can't stop hearing her voice, man. The way she said it, like she really don't believe in us, no more. I never seen her like that." "Because she's done being strong for the both of you," Tony replied bluntly. "You pushed her too far this time. And now she don't trust you'll ever change." Kirk snapped back. "But I did change. I've been trying. Nobody sees that. They just remember the old me, the mistakes, the lies. I can't live my whole life chained to the past." Tony shook his head. "Then prove it. Don't run. Don't hide. Go home and talk to her. If you love her, show her." But before Kirk could respond, his phone buzzed with a new notification. One that stopped him cold. A gossip blog had posted a blurry photo of him from the night before, sitting alone in his car outside the studio. The caption read, "Sources say Kirk Frost was seen leaving the Frost family home after a massive blowout with Rasheeda. Rumor has it divorce papers may already be on the table." "Divorce papers," Kirk muttered, his heart pounding. "That ain't true, is it?" He looked at Tony, panic flickering in his eyes. "You think she really did that?" Tony shrugged. "With the way things been going, I wouldn't be surprised if she at least thought about it." Meanwhile, Rasheeda was scrolling through the same headline in disbelief. She hadn't filed anything, but the rumor spread like wildfire, making it seem like the decision had already been made. Friends texted her nonstop. "Sis, is it true? You finally leaving him? 'Bout time you moved on." The noise was unbearable. She threw her phone on the couch and shouted to herself, "Why can't people just let me breathe?" Her mother walked in, frowning. "What's wrong now?" "They saying I filed for divorce. I didn't, but now everybody think it's true." Rasheeda's voice cracked as she clutched her head. "This ain't just between me and him anymore, Mama. The whole world is in our business." Her mother sighed heavily. "Baby, that's the price of being in the spotlight. But don't let them decide your marriage for you. Only you and Kirk know what's real." Rasheeda's lips trembled. "But what if what's real is over?" The words hung in the air, heavy and frightening. That evening, Kirk finally worked up the nerve to drive back to the house. His heart pounded as he pulled into the driveway, headlights cutting through the dim twilight. He sat there for a long time, staring at the front door, knowing the moment he walked in, everything would change. Finally, he forced himself out of the car. Inside, Rasheeda was sitting on the couch. Still in the clothes she wore all day, staring blankly at the TV without really watching. When the door opened, her body stiffened. She didn't turn around. Kirk stepped in, his voice low. "We need to talk." Silence. He swallowed hard. "I seen the blogs. They saying you filed for divorce. Tell me that ain't true." Finally, Rasheeda turned to him, her eyes red and puffy from crying. Do you even care if it is true? You said you're done. Kirk, you left me sitting here, humiliated in front of my family, humiliated in front of the world, and now you want to come in here asking me questions? Her words hit like bullets. Kirk dropped his jacket onto the chair and sank onto the opposite couch. I ain't mean it like that, Sheeta. I was mad. I said things I didn't mean. You always say things you don't mean, she spat back. But the damage is already done. Every time. His voice cracked. So you don't believe I love you? After everything. Her eyes filled with tears again. I don't know what to believe anymore. The silence between them was unbearable, thick with years of unresolved pain. Then, just as Kirk was about to respond, Rasheeda's phone buzzed again. She glanced at it and froze, her expression shifting from sorrow to shock. What? Kirk demanded. Her hands trembled as she read the message out loud. Tell Kirk to stop lying to the public. He ain't done with you, he's just hiding his new girlfriend. The room went dead silent. Kirk's eyes widened. What the hell? That's a lie. Rasheeda glared at him, her face hardening. Is it? I swear to God, Sheeta, I don't got no girlfriend. I don't even know who sent that. His voice rose in desperation. She threw the phone onto the table, standing up with fury. I'm supposed to take your word for it. After everything. After the baby, the lies, the cheating. You expect me to just believe you now? Kirk jumped to his feet too, his voice raw. Yes, because I ain't that man anymore. I've been trying to prove it to you, but you don't want to see it. You just want to keep punishing me. Their shouts carried through the house, the kids peeking nervously from the stairs again. Rasheeda's mother rushed in, trying to break them apart. Enough. Y'all gonna tear this family apart if you don't stop? But it was too late. The damage had been done. Rasheeda stormed out of the living room and slammed the bedroom door upstairs, leaving Kirk standing there, fists clenched, chest heaving. He collapsed back onto the couch, burying his face in his hands. For the first time in years, tears streamed down his cheeks. He whispered to himself, maybe she really is done with me. Upstairs, Rasheeda sat on the edge of her bed, staring at her reflection in the mirror. She didn't recognize the woman staring back, tired, broken, drained of all the strength she had once carried so proudly. I can't keep doing this, she whispered. I can't keep losing myself. The house fell into uneasy silence, with both of them separated by walls and by wounds too deep to heal in one night. Outside, the world speculated, fans argued, and gossip blogs spun their narratives. But inside, two people, who once vowed to love each other forever, were standing at the edge of collapse, unsure if there was any way back. The following morning came heavy with silence. The Frost household, once full of chatter and laughter, felt like a battlefield after the war. Kirk had slept on the couch downstairs, his body stiff from the hard cushions, while Rasheeda stayed locked in the bedroom, upstairs. The distance between them was more than physical, it was emotional, spiritual, and it weighed on everyone in the house. Downstairs, Kirk stared at his phone, scrolling through endless comments. Fans tore him apart. You don't deserve her. Rasheeda deserves peace. Another Frost scandal, when will it end? Every word stung, but the one that broke him was a simple comment that read, your kids are watching. Be better. Meanwhile, Rasheeda sat on the bed, typing a message to her best friend Candy. I don't know how much longer I can do this. He says he's done, and honestly, so am I. Within minutes, Candy called, her voice firm but sympathetic. Sheeta, you know I love you, but you can't let him keep breaking you. If he can't step up, maybe it's time you step away. Rasheeda's voice shook. But we got so much history. Businesses, kids, everything we built. Walking away ain't just leaving him, it's tearing down our whole life. Candy replied softly, sometimes saving yourself is more important than saving the picture of a perfect life. As Rasheeda hung up, her mother entered quietly, carrying a cup of tea. She set it on the nightstand and sat beside her. Baby, I see it in your eyes. You tired. You don't laugh no more. You don't glow like you used to. And I know you love that man, but love don't mean losing yourself. Tears slid down Rasheeda's cheeks. Mama, I don't know who I am without him. Her mother held her hand tight. You, Rasheeda. Strong, smart, beautiful. You were somebody before Kirk. And you'll be somebody after if that's what it comes to. While Rasheeda wrestled with her heartbreak upstairs, Kirk decided to do the unthinkable. In a desperate attempt to control the narrative, he went live on Instagram. His face looked tired, his voice heavy, but he spoke straight into the camera. I need to clear the air. Y'all been running with these rumors, saying I got a new girlfriend, saying we divorcing, and it ain't true. Yeah, me and Rasheeda, arguing? Yeah, I said I'm done. But don't nobody outside this marriage know what we going through. Stop assuming. Stop tearing us down when we already struggling. The live quickly blew up, thousands of fans tuning in. Some supported him, commenting, respect for speaking up. Others tore into him, too little too late. Stop gaslighting her. The tension only grew as screenshots spread across blogs within minutes. Upstairs, Rasheeda saw the live, too. Her blood boiled. She stormed downstairs, phone in hand, and confronted him right there in the living room. Really, Kirk? You go live to talk to strangers before you talk to your wife? Kirk jumped, guilt flashing across his face. I was just trying to stop the lie, Rasheeda. Everybody's saying we over you, the one who said you'd done. Don't act like this came out of nowhere. Her voice shook with rage. The argument escalated. Fast, Kirk's voice thundered. I was angry. I didn't mean it like that. And what about the girlfriend rumor? She shot back. You think I'm supposed to just believe you when the whole world telling me different? I told you already that's a damn lie. Ain't no other woman. Why can't you just trust me for once? Because you gave me every reason not to. The kids came running, crying as they begged them to stop. Their son shouted, please, just stop fighting. The words froze them both, the reality crashing in that their pain was spilling over onto their children. Rasheeda dropped her phone, her shoulders trembling. She whispered, we can't keep doing this to them. Kirk's chest heaved as he stared at his son, guilt washing over him. He sank onto the couch, burying his face in his hands. I'm failing everybody. For the first time in days, the house went quiet. Rasheeda knelt beside her son, hugging him tightly, her tears soaking his shirt. It's not your fault, baby. None of this is your fault. That night, after the kids had gone to bed, Rasheeda and Kirk finally sat alone in the kitchen, the exhaustion written all over their faces. The anger had burned out, leaving only sorrow. Rasheeda spoke first, her voice soft but firm. Kirk, I can't live like this anymore. The fights, the rumors, the lies, it's killing me, and it's hurting our kids. Kirk's eyes filled with tears. I know. I ain't proud of the man I've been. But Rasheeda, I don't want to lose you. I just don't know how to fix it. Then maybe we don't fix it, she whispered, her words trembling but certain. Maybe we let it go before we destroy each other completely. His heart shattered hearing it, but deep down, he knew she meant it. So what? That's it? After everything we just done? She looked at him, with broken eyes. You said you were done. And for once, I think I believe you. Maybe this is the end of our story. The silence that followed was deafening. Kirk reached across the table, trying to grab her hand, but she pulled away. Tears streaming down her cheeks, and as the night stretched on, the Frost home felt like a graveyard of a love that once burned bright but now smoldered in ashes. The next morning, the blogs had already picked up on whispers from sources close to the family claiming Kirk and Rasheeda were living separately. That divorce was imminent. Fans flooded timelines with heartbreak emojis, begging the couple to reconcile, while others insisted it was finally time to move on. Neither Kirk nor Rasheeda posted anything. They both sat in silence, under the same roof yet miles apart emotionally, wondering if the next step would be the one that ended their marriage for good. The world waited for answers, but inside, all they had were questions, wounds, and the faint memory of a love that had once felt unbreakable. So, what's next for Kirk and Rasheeda? After weeks of explosive arguments, shocking accusations, and rumors spreading faster than wildfire, their marriage hangs by a thread. Fans are left stunned, divided between taking Kirk's side, defending Rasheeda, or just watching the drama unfold in disbelief. Will Kirk and Rasheeda find a way back to each other, or has this really marked the end of one of reality TV's most iconic couples? The family is divided, emotions are raw, and the stakes couldn't be higher. One wrong move could push them past the point of no return. And with the internet watching every move, every text, every social media post, the pressure is only mounting. Every fan has an opinion, every blog has a theory, and the speculation shows no sign of slowing down. It's a tense countdown to the next twist in this ongoing saga, and nobody knows who will blink first. We want to hear from you. Do you think Kirk and Rasheeda can salvage their marriage, or is this really the final chapter? Are the rumors about other relationships true, or just lies fueling the fire? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion could spark the next big conversation in this explosive story. If you want more inside looks, breaking updates, and jaw-dropping reality TV drama delivered straight to you, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Trust me, you do not want to miss the next chapter of this wild, emotional roller coaster. Stay tuned, because the drama isn't over. And in the world of reality TV, anything can happen.